Alright, so this is a Siberian Husky 3 months old that I boarded. And right here is just where I was starting to build the relationship. Relationship is key and fundamental to any dog that you want to train. You know, you got to let them know that you're having fun. So another thing that we started working around right here was the crate training. Just trying to make the crate a safe environment for him. So we just did repetitions of going in and out the crate. You know, you get a treat when you go in the crate, you get a treat when you come out. You get a treat when you go in, you get a treat when you come out. And then after they realize the game, then they'll, start getting comfortable with the crate and wanting to go in and out of it by themselves. So after like a couple repetitions of doing that, then this is something that you can do to teach your puppy to not just burst out the cage. Like you see right there, he ran straight out because I wasn't on time with it. But if you just do this and close it right in their face, like you don't have to slam it. You see I'm not slamming it, but if you just close it in their face and don't let them out continuously, then they're going to realize that they can't come out. And then what do you do after that? You know, you can't just leave them hanging on not coming out the cage. So you just drop a treat for them to come out the cage so that they can know that it's time for them to come out. And then after they are starting to get that, then that's when you can add a word like come or free to get out of the cage, you know. So this is just like simple things that me and the puppy was working on to get his obedience down and to get him more focused on me and the owner, because I was training him for somebody. So this is just things, to do, to work on, to get a dog's obedience better. As you can see right here on this second rep, he's like already starting to get it. Like it's already processing in his head. He's not trying to bust straight out of the cage anymore. Like he's touching it, but he's not how he was at the first time when he jumped straight out of there. Like it doesn't take long to teach, especially if you start teaching it early on, like at this age, then they'll have it down by the time they turn like 6, 7, 8 months. If you are consistent with it, you have to be consistent with it. And then right here, after a couple reps, you can see like it's all the way open. Don't come out until a treat is out. And that's all you have to do. So right here, we had the leash on outside, just working on coming when his name is called, or working on the auto sit. The auto sit can be a very, very powerful thing once you teach your puppy, because every time you stop moving, then that dog is going to come and sit right next to you. Just watch how every time we stop moving, he just auto sits. And then you reward them. You have to reward the dog. Get them on the reward-based system so that they are working for their treats and food, Don't just give them treats for not doing anything. Don't give them treats for doing what you don't want them to do. Reward them for working and doing what they need to do. Working at this age too is very vital. As you can see, he's picking up on everything quickly, very quickly, because they just want to learn. They're new to the world. It's just like kids when they first go to school, they be ready to go to school, be up with their backpacks in their hand, school supplies in their backpack, ready to go. So that's how puppies kind of are. They like to do certain things. All right, here is a recall game that I like to do with pups. Just throw a treat, and when they come back to you to see what's next, as they're running to you, you call their name. But you have to wait until they're getting to you or heading towards you. Don't call the name when they're not paying attention. Don't call the name while they eating the treat that you've thrown. Wait until they're on the way back. Like right here, I say Snow, and then he'll sit and he'll get his reward. And you just, like, all of this stuff is really just repetition after repetition after repetition. Like, you have to put some time in and do all of these things repetitively so that the dog can understand what it is you want them to do. As you can see, he's coming back each time and he's auto-sitting. He's auto-sitting already. So it's just very vital and very important to start drilling these things early if you want a very obedient dog. Now right here, we're working on the lure. Luring your dog is a very important thing, especially once you start wanting them to follow you or your hand movements or if I'm walking on the leash, I start teaching walking on the leash by following the lure with the leash in hand so that they can understand what it is I want them to do and that they can get accustomed to the leash being on them. And we also moved to the outside to start training right here so he can start being around some distractions like cars, trees, grass, all of that. And this is all to build the dog's attention span. You want your dog to be paying attention to you more than any other thing outside, because once you call them, you want them to listen to you. You don't want them to be running off, staring at cars. Let them be a dog, but once you call their name, then, you expect them to follow you, listen to you more than they will listen to the distractions that are outside. And then this is once he graduated a little bit towards the end from the basic things like being in the house training or being in the front yard training. It's also good to get socialization in, get the dogs around different people, around other different dogs to be, neutral in certain areas and situations, because once you take a dog who's never been around people at all, what do you think is going to happen once they're older? They've never seen anybody, they've never seen another dog, so they're bound to be scared and bark. They're not barking out of aggressiveness, they're barking out of fear and insecurity because they don't know what all these different things are. So it's important to get them out. Like, you see this lady's right here talking to me. She was trying to pet him and everything, but he's locked in on me. So it's key, and if you do want a dog train, you do want me to train one of your dogs, just follow Anitium Dogs on Instagram.